All right, here is us going through the filing a 1040 for Melinda Flowers using the 2021 Federal 1040. So information about Melinda, we know she's 18, she lives with her parents, will be heading to college in the fall. So that tells us right away that someone is claiming her as a dependent, so we want to keep that in mind. She worked around 10 hours a week during her senior year at a local ice cream shop and 40 hours a week during the summer. So let's go ahead and open up her 1040. We're going to start with going ahead and filling out her name. So her first name is Melinda. Last name is Flowers. Her social security number according to her W-2, which is linked here. Social security number is, they just give the first 987 and then they have some stars there. All right, we're going to skip down here because she's not married. Her home address is right here, 456 Central Drive. And that is in San Diego, California. And the zip code is 92101. We're using this cheat sheet that's there, and the cheat sheet starts off saying, asking about virtual currency, and she does not have any virtual currency, so we're going to click no for that. For the standard deduction, we are going to click that someone can claim her as a dependent. We can skip all this information because she does not have any dependents, and we can start with line 1. Line 1 is asking for wages, salary, tips, etc. from Form W-2. If we look at her W-2, we know that she made $12,741, so that's the number that's going here. All right, and then on our cheat sheet, it says that for lines 2A through 8, we can assume 0 for each value. So let's go ahead and put those zeros there. Line 9 is asking to add lines 1, 2B, 3B, 4B, 5B, 6B, 7, and 8. This is your total income. This number plus all these numbers is going to keep you with that same number. So in other words, that's all the income that she has for 2021. For line number 10, it says no adjustments to income, so we're going to put a 0 here. For number 11, it says subtract line 10 from line 9. This is your adjusted gross income. So we're left with that same number here. Line 12 starts to talk about the standard deduction. If we look at our cheat sheet, it tells us that if you are a dependent, which she is, and line 1 is more than $12,550, which it is, then to enter the $12,550. So we're going to put that line here. She has no charitable contribution, so we're going to put that as a 0. And then 12C, which is add lines 12A and 12B, leaves us with that same standard deduction of $12,550. Our cheat sheet tells us for number, we already did 12B, 13, that there's assume no qualified business income deduction. So we are going to put a 0 there. For 14, it says add lines 2C and 3, so we're left with that $12,550. For line 15, it talks about taxable income, and it's asking us to subtract line 14 from line 11. If 0 or less, enter a 0. So if we subtract $12,550 from $12,741, we are left with $191. All right, so now we are going to go to line 16, which is the back page, and our cheat sheet tells us to find tax for 16 to refer to the tax table on page 65 of the 1040 instructions. All right, so we're going to go ahead and open up the tax table here. If you look on the cheat sheet, it does have the link here for the tax table. We're going to go to I'm just going to use that index over there to go to the tax table. And so if you, the number we're looking for, once again, is 191. So at the tax table, you find when your number is within the range. So for example, for this 191, If line 15, which is taxable income, is at least the number in this row, but less than the number in this row, then you go with the first one because we are single. So for 191, that falls between the number 175 and 200. So the number we're using is 19. So in other words, $19 of the, oh, sorry, too many windows. $19 of her is what she has to pay for taxes based on how much money she made that is actually taxable. So that goes on line 16. For 17, let's look at our cheat sheet. It says that line 17, 19, 20, and 23 are 0. So 17 is a 0 here. Number 18, it says at line 16 and 17, so that leaves us with 19 here. For line 19, the non-refundable child tax credit or credit for other dependents, we know that was a 0 on the cheat sheet. Number 20 is a 0 as well. 21 is asking to add lines 19 and 20, so that leaves us with a 0. 22, it says subtract line 21 from line 18. If 0 or less, enter a 0. So for 22, add lines 19. Subtract line 21 from line 18. So that's going to leave us with our 19 still. 23 is a 0. 24 says add lines 22 and 23, which leaves us with 19. That is our total tax, so the total amount of taxes you have to pay. Line 25 is asking for our federal income tax withheld from the W-2. So we're going into her W-2 again. Let me scoot in just a little bit. And we're looking at what's in this box. So that's $534.96. That's how much that she has paid in taxes so far, or what was taken out of her paycheck over the course of the year. Our cheat sheet says that for line, where are we at? 25B through C, we're assuming that there's no 1099 form or other forms. So for 25B, we're going to put a 0. For 25C, we're going to still have our $534.96. For D, where it says add lines 25A through 25C, we are still left with the $534.96 there. Okay. Hold on, just other forms, 25C, add lines 25A through 25. Oops, sorry. This should be 0 here. So we're left with $534.96. All right, 26, 2021 estimated tax payments and all that. If we look at our cheat sheet, we know that for line 26, where it says assume no estimated tax payments or amounts from 2020. So we'll put a 0 there. For 27A, earned income tax credit, our cheat sheet says that for lines 27 to 32, no one in our scenarios are eligible for these credits, so we'll assume 0 for all. So these are all going to be 0 here. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. It's now asking us to add lines 27A and 28 through 31. Those are our total payments and the refundable credits. So that leaves us with the $534.96. 33, it says add lines 25B, 26, and 32. These are your total payments. So we still have the $534.96. All right, so now we're figuring out if we're getting a refund or we owe. Line 34 says if line 33 is more than line 24, and line 33 is more than line 24, subtract line 24 from line 33. This is the amount that you overpaid. So $534.96 minus 20 is going to leave us with a total of, well, I said minus 20 because I was just rounding up. 534 minus 20 would be 514, but we actually have 515. Excuse me. So this is the total amount that she's going to have refunded from her income taxes because she overpaid. And so now it's asking us if we want to, how much we want to actually receive. And so we want all of it. So $515.96. And then from there, you will enter your routing number, your account number, whether it's a checking or savings account, and then that money can be directly deposited. If you have a refund, then you don't owe. And so we see that for, what is her name? Melinda Flowers. We know that this is how much money she made. This is how much of her income is actually taxable. This is the amount of taxes that she has to pay. This is how much she's already paid. So she overpaid, which means she's getting a refund of $515.96. That's it. That's all. Filing at 10/40 for 2021.